Do you believe that you can achieve more in the next 90 days than you have in the whole year put together? Hello, this is Vic Johnson, and it's true. You can achieve more in just the next 90 days than you have in the whole year put together. Now, before you let that old self-doubt creep in, I want you to suspend disbelief just for a few moments while I share some important, simple steps that you can take to create momentum in your life. Are you familiar with Amazon.com? Pretty significant company, isn't it? In a period of just about 90 days, Jeff Bezos put that company together. And do you see the size of it today? That's what happens when you create maximum momentum. Today, 8-9 years after I did just a little bit of effort over a short period of time, what I consider today to be a little bit of effort, I'm still reaping financial rewards from that every day and will for many, many years to come. And the same can happen for you. So what I want to share with you now is 5 simple steps that you can take to create more in the next 90 days than you created in the whole year put together. So let's get started. And number 1 is you got to focus on one goal. That's right. Now, first of all, I believe in having balanced goals. I'm a very, very big believer in that. And I'm not advocating that you get away from that, but for the next 90 days, I am. I want you to focus on one goal. Remember a magnifying glass? Remember as a child maybe you used to pull that magnifying glass out, maybe set leaves on fire or paper or whatever. You know, a magnifying glass takes the power of the sun and it magnifies it on a spot, and it can create some incredible heat. It's the power to do that, the energy to do that is there all along. It's just not concentrated. That's what happens when you focus on one goal. And you're only going to do it for 90 days. You're going to get obsessed about that goal. You're going to eat, breathe, sleep with that goal every day. You're going to fall in love with it. It's going to be, as I've heard some people explain, your magnificent obsession. The second thing you're going to do is you're going to identify the core activities of the goal. Now, this is where most people get it wrong. You know, I've worked with a lot of people, and after 90 days, 6 months, are working on a goal, they go, Vic, I've never worked so hard in my life, and nothing's happening. I'm not getting anything done. Most of the time, it's because they're not doing the right core activities. It's almost like the house painter who has his ladder against the wrong house. He's working as hard as he can. He's applying the paint, but guess what? When he gets done, he's not going to have the result he wants, and certainly not the result the homeowner wants. I've often used this analogy. If I wanted to run in the Boston Marathon, you know, there's some things that I'd need to do. I need to identify the core activities to run in the Boston Marathon. What do you think is the number 1 core activity that would be required if my goal was to run in the Boston Marathon? Well, I'd have to run every day. Obviously, I'd have to train. I'd have to get prepared for it. And the biggest part of that training is running. Now, it seems rather obvious and kind of simple in that analogy of mine, but you'd be amazed at how many people get it wrong. So you sit down, you identify the core activities of the goal that you're going to work on for the next 90 days. If you don't know how to identify those, find someone who's already done it. Modeling is how I've made all of my success. I simply found people doing what I wanted to do and then modeled exactly what they did. The third thing you want to do is you want to build a simple to-do list with dates for the core activities that you're going to do. A simple to-do list. Now understand this. Brian Tracy says that the rule is that you will increase your efficiency by 25% the very first day you start using a list. You know what that means? It means you get an extra 2 hours of productive time in an 8-hour day just from the simple act of making a list. I cannot tell you how big a success I've had in many, many areas by taking those core activities, putting a column of the activity, a column for the date it needed to be done, and a little check box there, and then just start working on that list. You can bring order out of chaos faster with a list than with any other time management tool. And how expensive is a list? Very cheap indeed. Step number 4, you must create the certainty of success. Now, the first 3 things I talked about are really just kind of techniques. The 4th thing is a mindset. You really have to believe that you can reach that goal in 90 days. My favorite pro golfer, in fact, one of my most favorite heroes of all time is Tiger Woods. I admire what that gentleman has done. And he certainly has an air of the certainty of success when he walks on a golf course. And everyone knows it because he projects it. You know, they say that golf is just 10% physical and 90% mental. That's why Tiger Woods is heads and above all the rest, because he's got the mental part down. You got to create a certainty of success. That's where personal development, self-growth, that's where reading and listening to quality material and watching quality DVDs and going to seminars, that's where that comes in. That's how you create that certainty of success. And of course, getting around successful people. Step number 5, just check off at least one thing every day from the to-do list. Now, what I would encourage you to do is create some rewards for yourself. Some simple rewards, but things that you're motivated by for days when you achieve more than one thing, when you maybe check off 5 things from the list. Make a game out of it. Have fun doing this. You can do this. You can achieve more in the next 90 days than you have in the whole year put together, and you can do it very, very simply. Now, you've got 5 of the basic things that you need to do to create momentum. Now, if you want some help, if you want some additional information and an additional game plan on exactly what you need to do and what you can do, then go to the next page and look at a program that Bob Proctor and I put together several years ago called Maximum Momentum. It's about creating that maximum momentum. The people who participated in this program paid almost $4,000 to participate. Many of them had incredible, incredible results from it. You can participate in the program for just a tiny, tiny fraction of that. So we'll take you to the next page, or go to this link you see below. Go to this link and check it out now. Get some maximum momentum in your life. You can do this. The first thing you need to believe today is that you can do this. I don't care how many times you failed. I was thrown out of my house. I lost my last car. But guess what? I was able to come back, put some simple things together, take some simple steps, get around some successful people, create some momentum, and turn my life around, and you, my friend, can do the same thing. So go to the link below or wait till it goes to the next page. And as always, this is Vic Johnson, and thank you.